Welcome back. I'm Dr. Stephanie from Crossroads Chiropractic, and I'm with Dr. Barry Taylor here on Half Hour to Health, and we are talking the Love Your Body Top 10 Tips to Sustain Healthy Weight Loss. And we talked about the first five, which were physical tips in the first half of the show, and now we're back for the second five.
So how many people do you and I know, and listening to this, people know a lot of people have been dieting for years, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they're successful, not like diets never work. But we're talking about how come, the weight comes back. Well, there could be a metabolic error, like we were talking, right? I mean, it could be, you didn't ever address blood sugar. You didn't ever address thyroid. That's true. The next five tips, Dr. Steph, are all about, for some people, food is their drug of choice. For some people, food is how they deal with stress or emotions. For some people, they're using their body as a defense against something. Now, different than that could be true if you have colitis, and that could be true if you're very rigid and you have arthritis. I mean, the body can be a metaphor in a lot of ways, particularly when people are overweight. There can be a lot of issues about how they're feeling about themselves. Did they have a lack of confidence and shame and something happened, they were highly criticized as a child, and then they started overeating? Or no, something happened and, over years, now they're ashamed of their body, and it's not just doing something physical. How do they gain a partnership and a sense of their body's an ally, or they really respect their body's capacity to heal? Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of context when I'm working with people about what's going on between someone's ears. That losing weight is different than weight as an issue, a mental, emotional, spiritual challenge, which doesn't mean people have to think like I do, but I'm curious. I'm empathetically listening to, do they have food behaviors that I would categorize, they may not realize, is they don't do a lot of drugs, they don't do a lot of alcohol, they never get angry, or maybe they get angry a little bit, but there's a relationship between food and their weight. So I'm looking at food behaviors as a first tip. Drink your food, chew your liquids. It's a little backwards, right? Instead of chewing food, I'm saying drink your food and chew your liquids. Slow down when you're eating. Eat sitting down. Don't eat while you're driving. Don't eat while you're working. Don't eat while you're on the phone. Oh, my God. People listening. Yes. Connect with your food. There's a difference between nourishing and nurturing. So for a lot of people, they're trying to lose weight like they're a machine, but their relationship with food is entangled. It's enmeshed. It's snarly. There's a lot of different things related to food. Mm-hmm. So 7, I'm encouraging people to say a prayer before they eat. Bless your food. Breathe into your body. Thank you for this food that's in front of me. I appreciate the people who grew it, and the people who planted it, and the people who watered it and weeded it and picked it and then transported it, and then it was on a shelf, and then I made it or somebody else made it. Just take a moment. I mean, it'd take me 10 seconds to just go over that prayer. Just take a moment to be grateful. Take a breath. Downshift out of your sympathetic mode into your parasympathetic. Get your enzymes ready and start to develop an attitude of gratitude so that you're not eating unconsciously. For many people, losing weight in a way where you're not then losing it, looking over your shoulder, worried about whether you're going to gain it back, is to some large degree based on, have you developed a really positive relationship with your body and a positive relationship with food? And for some, 8, that means that you need to identify or clear certain patterns so that you can develop these powerful conscious relationships with food. Because, some people don't eat a lot. They starve themselves when they're overweight. Some people are overeat. But, some people, when they were young, were forced to eat a lot. Some people, their dinner table was a major war zone as their parents processed things over dinner table. And eating was always associated with being upset. So this idea of slowing down, giving yourself some sensual pleasure, savoring the process of eating, and enjoying buying, picking, planting, gardening, preparing the food is an external way of clearing the space to look at, is there a way that my body is a poem? Is there a way that my body is a metaphor and that my weight is actually protecting me for something? You know, is it a way that my weight might be representative of some sadness I'm holding or some anger? Is there some emotional pattern that I need to identify? And then you could work with me, you could work with you. There's no right way to say, can you help me clear the energy that I'm holding in my body? It's not just a fabulous chiropractic adjustment that you would deliver, that person really, really needs. But you could put it in a context of, we're not just clearing the energy of the subluxation, we're also clearing the energy that energetically is being held emotionally. Or there are other ways, is EMDR. I have a whole smorgasbord of ways of teaching people how to clear emotional energy that you're holding in your body. And that's different than 9, identifying and clearing thoughts. Because some people have had trauma in their back, mild, moderate, doesn't have to be significant trauma. Some people have abortions and miscarriages. Some people, if you're like me, I not only was sick, earlier I said I was very sick growing up, very overweight as a kid, but I was also extremely sick, Dr. Steph. You don't maybe know that. It's in the first part of my book. You know, I had strep 3-4 times a year where I had 103, 104 temperature. So I was taking antibiotics like candy. So I did not grow up with an identity, say like my youngest son, who is in varsity football, varsity basketball, varsity tennis. I grew up with an identity of my body's not very strong because it was constantly breaking down. So accidents, abortions, miscarriages, traumas, being sick a lot, parents are overweight. Oh, my mother was always overweight and she never lost weight. Or that's not true in my family, but people grow up with undercurrents of unconscious belief systems that have them orient their bodies in certain ways. So maybe they don't seriously overeat. Maybe they're not bulimic or anorexic. But often with people who have chronic weight, it's valuable to at least ask, are there some thoughts about my body? It's lack of strength, it's lack of confidence. I don't feel confident. That's different than emotions that are skewing somebody to hold that in their body. So another way of saying 9 is I'm offering people to communicate, to listen empathetically, develop ways to observe and listen to their body with a lot of compassion. That's what my 21-day Love Your Body program is about that I designed in 1981. That's what about 15,000 people have done that I now do as an online program. Not everybody in the Love Your Body program does it to lose weight. People who do need to lose weight and want to really step outside the 9 dots of whatever they've been doing might need to look at this whole world of what is it your body's really trying to communicate. Mm-hmm. So 10 would be me coaching people, you coaching people, and you do it differently than I do, but I know you a little bit. I'm sure you do. That it's not just the adjustment that people come back to you because they love how well you adjust, but the way you are with them is that you're developing an attitude of love. You're developing an attitude of respect. You're developing an attitude of compassion. So I do it differently. I'm a naturopath and I'm not you. We could complement what we do. But for people who really want to look positively rather than something's wrong with me and I've got to fix it, well, what do we want to focus on? We want to focus on you trusting your body. And a lot of people who've got weight issues or have extra weight to lose do not trust their body. That's why it's a significant part of the Love Your Body program. They've lost their connection to see themselves as part of a larger part of life. A lot of people overweight are normal. They're not necessarily Buddha. See, if they were a Buddha, they wouldn't be so upset suffering. The Buddha was overweight, he had a big belly. You know, there are a lot of people who are overweight and they're not suffering. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying they're not a little bit at risk, but I'm talking about when people are overweight and they're so uncomfortable. It affects their sex life. It affects the way they will or won't exercise. It affects going swimming, going to the beach. There's a way that they feel that they need to hide. There's something secret. And so there's a way, without getting too California on the call, that I invite people to merge with trees and flowers and clouds. It's a spiritual move to see yourself as a part of a much larger universe and to feel comfortable in your life purpose. Because in this life, you're going to use your body to accomplish your life purpose. So developing, as you do, and I do it a little differently, love, that's why I called it. My brand is called Love Your Body. The name of my book is Love Your Body. Is for people to learn to respect. And a normal person, Dr. Steph, would say, well, when I lose my 15 pounds, I'll respect my body. As soon as I lose my body, as soon as I lose my weight, I'll turn around for them. I'll say, no, I actually want you to learn to love and respect your body right now. And maybe sadness will come up. Well, I can't do that until I get over this anger. Well, okay, so let's create some space. I'm not a psychotherapist, but let's create some room for you to, how do you call in the energy of compassion and love and respect? Because it's from that energy field you'll really create a breakthrough in terms of weight. Because it's not just how many people come to you, how many people come to me. Why are you here? I want to lose weight. And I'll go, okay, is there any other reason you're here? They go, no. And I say, well, I think there is. I said, isn't your dream come true to lose it and keep it off? Because the goal isn't just to lose it. Because how many people do you know, or maybe you, have lost it and gained it? That's not the goal. The goal is to sustainably keep it off without efforting so much. And that's what I love in the partnerships that I have with my people. So I'm moving people from acceptance out of their resignation. I'm getting people to move out of resistance. There's this psychospiritual phrase, resistance causes persistence. I'm not saying I want you to love being overweight, but I want you to be can we just accept that there's something really valuable? Maybe it's the first 5 tips. Maybe nobody ever talked to you about your thyroid. Maybe nobody ever talked to you about stabilizing blood sugar. Maybe nobody ever talked to you about how crazy it was sitting around the dining room table. But there are these factors that if you could just breathe, settle, and let me help you accept that right now a lesson for you is your weight. How could you embrace that as a lesson rather than looking at it from a medical point of view, something's wrong with you that you got to fix, like there's a pathology.
Yep.
And now, then you'd be in a Love Your Body program or seeing me individually.
I love it. Now, your book is called Love Your Body, Your Path to Transformation, Health, and Healing. It is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble because I've seen it there, and I actually have a copy. Yep. Highly recommend it. And if people want to get in touch with you for an online program, or you're down in Weston, Massachusetts, which isn't too far from us, they can go to drbarrytaylor.com.
Thanks, yeah.
Thank you.
And my program is now offered online. Yeah.
Perfect.
So thank you for having me. I always love speaking to you. You're so good.
Oh, thank you for sharing your advice and your wisdom with us. We really appreciate it. That was Dr. Barry Taylor. You can find him on drbarrytaylor.com. The show today is sponsored by Crossroads Chiropractic. Give us a call at 575-9080. That's 575-9080 to find out how chiropractic might be able to help you and your family live a healthier life. Until next time, we wish you a healthy, happy, wonderful weekend. We'll see you next time on WTPL and WEMJ.